All right, Nancy Durazio. This is actually, she does the gardening for the church here over in Humeville on Main Street. So it's gonna be just mulch install, bed cleanup, things of that sort. As far as parking, the driveways are super skinny on both sides, but all the work's in the front anyway. So you're gonna want to just park on Main Street. No shoulder, so you'll just pretty much have to just park probably. You could maybe even get like half of the truck on the sidewalk, like half of the truck in the trailer on the sidewalk here, just so we're not totally in the street. Just make sure to get cones out in the street. Maybe even if you have an extra cone or you want to borrow a cone from the mow set up for the day, just to put an extra cone out. The road's not extremely busy, but it does get some traffic. But anyway, mulch install, so I'll start over here. So just be cautious as you're going through to really try to pay attention to what's a weed, what's a plant. It's a little bit intertwined here and there. So starting right here, so just light cleanup, black mulch install. This is a weed, yank that out. That's a plant, you can leave that. There's actually a planter right here. It's like really not even in the ground too much. But if you can try to dig that in a little better, it would be ideal. Moving over to here, so you have, that's a plant. Looks like it's struggling, but it might come back. I'll kind of go line by line here. That's a weed. This is a plant. You can giveaways. The little tag obviously would be a plant for some of them. This is a plant. Don't see a ton of weeds yet at the moment. I think she recently planted some of this stuff. Looks like it's kind of dying, honestly, but obviously that's a plant. Got a flower here, plant. These are plants. Believe it or not, they kind of look like weeds, but they are plants. They're intentional. There's a couple of them over in this corner here too. Flowers. Yeah, not a ton of weeds at this exact moment. Some leaves and debris. Not much edging or anything here. Just rake out and clean up. A little bit of edging come here. Then getting into this spot. These are plants. She said you could actually snip these down a little lower and then they're going to come up later on in the season, but again, these are plants. These are intentional. There's a couple of them here, so leave all them. These little grassy things are weeds, so this is a weed, this is a weed. Yeah, and that grassy thing's a weed. The rest are plants. Leave them. So clean it out. Mulch install. Right here, mostly weeds besides the obvious front of flowers. So weed all that out, mulch it. Moving over to this side, she actually just wants this to become grass. So if she didn't do it already, if we can just grab these stones and put them over here, like just tuck them in wherever, and then just leave this whole side alone. She said she's just gonna let the grass overtake it. Over here, we've got a little rye pea, if you can cut that back a little bit, and then just bed prep. There's a lot of leaves and debris and junk in here. And then mulch install. You get the hostas, you can leave them obviously, but then there's all the weedy growth there. You can rip it out and get some mulch in there. And that's it for that spot. And moving over to here, no trimming needed, but looks like they did some trimming, so any of the down stuff you can just rake it out of here, clean up. You have one plant right here, you can see. The rest of it, all this stuff is all weedy. Just rip all that out. Again, I say this all the time, but she did really emphasize in this area about a new cut fresh edge all in this area, so just make sure we put a lot into that. There's not really an edge established, so I don't know if the walk behind bed edge is a good one for this one or the attachment, whatever, but got to really bust up a new edge for all here. And you can kind of just use your judgment on the exact angle, but yeah, all weedy growth in here. This is all weeds. Then you have a couple plants in here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is a plant. And these are weeds. You can kind of see the flowering thing. I think this is a plant, maybe a weed. Yeah. Those are deep rooted, a little deep rooted. So plant here. Some of these look like weeds. Like that looks like a plant. The rest looks like weeds. Obviously plant, weed, so on and so forth. Plant, or I'm sorry, not plant, weed, and then plant, plant, plant. And then you'll see over here too, she has these planters here that she kind of didn't bust in the ground too good. So if you can just kind of, when you lay the mulch down, try to get them a little more settled into the soil. You'll see like some of the tags. You got this one here, leave that. You got this one, leave that. No tag on that one, but yeah, and that's it. Not a huge job, not a lot of mulch. Just really emphasize the edge on this side as well. That's it.